thanks to the support as a channel member, Austin Hartman. Folks, we're top of the league. We're still in the FA Trophy. Everything's going really well. Today, we head back to Kings Lynn for the first time since last year's non-Leeds legend. I know we played him earlier in the year, but that was at our place. We're going back to Kings Lynn today. Nothing can go wrong, surely. Nothing can go wrong. Hello and welcome to part 14 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that game away against Kings Lynn in the National League, and we've also got an FA Trophy game at home against Cheshunt. Since you were last with me, we have been on a nice little long run of form again. Every run of good form we have seems to have a weird little blip performance in there, plus a massive win. We're a very strangely inconsistent side. It's almost as if when Spasov plays, we win, and when he doesn't, we don't. He scored 4 goals against Hampton and Richmond. The man is a ridiculous machine. 26 goals from 17 starts, and some of them have been in midfield. It's not like I'm always playing him up front. I played in midfield there. He scores 4 goals and gets rewarded by being moved back into midfield. Rotation. That's what we're doing. Rotation. And it's working. We're top of the league. 27 games gone. 58 points on the board. Torquay and Stockport both chasing us pretty hard. But the important thing, 15 points clear of Chelmsford, who are the team chasing the playoffs at the moment. So we're looking very good for playoffs at the minimum. Spasov's top scorer in the league with 26 goals. Best average rating with 7.68. Dunn and Payne, first and second for assists. Dunn from left back, Alfie Payne from midfield and set pieces. We're a very good side, and hopefully we continue to prove that today. So me and Alfie Payne returning to Kings Lynn today, and this is the rest of the team. We've got O'Brien in goal, a back four of Stewart, Mayunga, Agbon, Tahoma and Senior, Payne and Wooten in midfield, Whitaker, Carvalho and McKendy behind Spasov up front. So Spasov is playing, which means we should win. That seems to be the rule. If Spasov plays, we win. And of course, in the Kings Lynn side, we would expect to see some of the heroes from last year. Dale Southwell starting, Adam Marriott down there on the bench, which is an absolute madness. Why would you not play Southwell and Marriott together when they're both so awesome? We're going to pump the fists. We're gonna hope for a victory. Kings Lynn are having a troublesome season. This is their second year in the National League, and they are struggling a little bit. And there's Alfie Payne adding to his assists already. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. It's an Alfie Payne free kick, and McKendy's there to head in at the far post. A 9th goal of the season for him. I think this is a 10th assist for Alfie Payne. We don't get the assists named on here anymore, do we? I've not had many FM21 criticisms, but not displaying who the assist is when the goal goes in. I feel like that's something that we're missing out on a little bit. You have to wait and see on here if you weren't really paying attention, which I'll level with you. Sometimes on the in-betweeny bits, when I'm watching telly, I'm not really paying attention, and I don't necessarily know who the assists are. I know, I'm a monster. Ball over the top, Spasov's in, and Spasov, of course, scores. Number 27 of the season for him. Only 13 minutes gone. That's an upgrade since we were here last year with Kings Lynn. A massive big screen behind that goal. But at 2-0, 13 minutes gone, I feel like today's only probably going one way for us. And that's going to be a big, big win. Spasov's playing well. Payne's playing well. McKendy's playing well. All the star men have decided to come out and perform today. And it's going to be Senior with the throw. Looks like he's going to deliver a long throw into the area. I didn't know he had that in his playbook. But he does. And McKendy scores. Normally that would be Malden taking those, because Malden would be playing right back and taking the throws. Senior has gone out to right back today. I haven't changed the set piece instruction. I haven't even checked if Senior can do long throws, but looks like he can. And McKendy, a 10th for the season now for him. My utility front man really is starting to weigh in with some goals as the season goes on. And Whitaker, Spasov and McKendy as a front three, they're lethal. It's a bit of a shame for Martel Taylor-Crossdale, because he's not getting anywhere near the game time I would have liked to see him get as another channel legend. But we've got a front three there that is doing some incredible work. I don't see how I can break them up. Talking of channel legends, Dale Southwell, is in there, and it's just dealt with comfortably by Sean Stewart at left back, although his clearance leaves a little to be desired. And Kings Lynn continuing with their attack. We need to get a foot in here. There's still less than half an hour gone in this game. I don't want it to descend into end-to-end madness when we're already 3-0 up. But Whittaker runs the ball clear. It's a terrible pass forward from him, but Spasov makes it look good because that's how good Spasov is, and that's his second of the day, his 28th of the season. Somehow, I think Whittaker's getting an assist there for a terrible just lump forward that was nowhere near Spasov. But I don't know, does it count as an assist when it's actually been really poorly controlled by the Kings Lynn defender? It might go down as a solo effort from Spasov. Shall we have a little look? Yeah, no assist for Whittaker. Assists so far for Senior, Agbon Tahoma and Payne, and then the 2 goals each for Spasov and McKendy. And I feel bad doing this to Kings Lynn because I loved my time at Kings Lynn last year. We had, it took a very similar shape to what we've got with Kettering this year. We got promoted at the first time of asking. We were looking very good in the second season. And it was around this point, if I remember correctly, that we got headhunted and ended up moving on to bigger and better things. So I guess it would be some nice year-on-year symmetry if after this game we got a job offer. A few people have been asking about job offers and the rules for non-league to legend. I did make a video explaining all those, which is at the start of the playlist. But just to clarify, job hunting, job moving, it all has to be done the way I would do it in real life. So yes, I can apply for jobs if I want to, but I'm not going to be searching for jobs and applying for jobs at the moment because I'm enjoying myself at Kettering. We're top of the league, and in real life, I wouldn't be looking for a job now. That being said, if I get a job offer and it's a good offer, I'm also not going to turn it down just because things are going well for us this year. And there was a lot of people last year couldn't understand me leaving Kings Lynn when they were top of the conference, as we did. And then went on and had a bit of a struggle with Bristol. I think we went straight to Bristol Rovers and we had a little bit of a struggle with them, and Kings Lynn got promoted anyway. And it didn't get, it was my job well done, and someone else took the credit for it. And we're in a bit of a risk of doing the same again this year if the job offer comes in. But what I have noticed we've talked about this a little bit on stream. One of the reasons why you should be watching the streams, boys and girls. And we talked about it a little bit on stream. I'm just getting Taylor Crossdale on up front and shuffling the midfield around a little bit to accommodate him. I don't think job offers are as common in FM21 as they have been in previous versions of the game. We're now into the 3rd season with Leicester in that save, and I've not had a job offer from anybody that I recall. In the stream save that I've been doing with Peterborough, and then we moved on to Reading, I haven't been offered a job other than when I was applying for jobs after I left Peterborough. I've not been offered a job at any point, despite getting promoted with Posh, nearly taking them to the Premier League a couple of times. I was never headhunted by anybody, so there's no guarantees that job offers are going to come in which case we then stay at Kettering until we're ready to leave, which does make quite an interesting twist on non-league to legend, because as long as we're successful and getting promoted and doing well, and I'm happy and I'm enjoying myself, I'm not going to be looking at other jobs. Because like I say, wouldn't be in real life. I have just signed a contract extension here at Kettering. So we'll see, I guess. It's all a little bit up in the air. And we're letting Kings Lynn back into the game. We are rubbish at the end of games. And I know the comments section have informed me, Kev, it's because you make 3 substitutions on 70 minutes and then it changes the game and that's why you fall apart at the end. I get that. But at the same time, I'm so desperate for Martel Taylor Crossdale to be a success. He's out. Whittaker's having to come off here, so we'll stick Spasov out onto the left-hand side. And now we're down to 10 men and trying to hold on to a lead. Taylor Crossdale with the cross. Mayunga's there with the header. The delivery probably deserved a better finish. We're going to try again from the other side with an Alfie Payne corner. Mayunga connects again, but this time flicks it over to Agbon Tahoma, who does get a firm connection on it and scores the goal. And it's now Kings Lynn 2, Kettering 5 in the 93rd minute. And that's that. That's any hope Kings Lynn had of getting back into the game has just been killed off. Thanks to an Alfie Payne corner. It probably hurts him as much as it hurts the rest of us, having to be the one who kills off Kings Lynn, and there's Spasov's hat-trick. Because, of course, he's going to get a hat-trick. It's another long throw. The long throws have really worked today. I don't know if there's been an update to FM21 that's made long throws effective again. Because one of the things we noticed, particularly during the beta, long throws just weren't working. But we've had 2 directly lead to goals in this match. I don't know if that's just a random number generator. It's always going to happen. Law of averages thing. Trap monkeys in a room and they'll write Shakespeare eventually. That kind of stuff. Or whether suddenly long throws work again. I will experiment and get back to you in the coming days. But Whittaker is going to be out for a little while. That does open the door for Taylor Crossdale, which we were talking about before. Spasov, ridiculous. 29 goals from 18 starts now. Let's go and play in the FA Trophy. Slight change of plan. Made the executive decision. We didn't need to show you an FA Trophy game. A boring old FA Trophy game against a team below the playable leagues. I'm afraid I just robbed you of a 12-goal thriller. Sorry. We beat them 8-4. We're now away against Stockport in the league. And they're third. So a win here would be lovely, lovely stuff. And this is the team we're putting out there for that game. It's O'Brien in goal. A back four of Stewart, Mayunga, Dunn and Malden. Payne and Iqbal in midfield. McKendy, Robson and Stanley behind Spasov up front. I do have a little bit of transfer news as well, actually. In addition to Boot and Asari leaving, Phoenix Patterson has also left the club. He's gone to Walsall. I know he was one of the stars of last year. Didn't really get much of a look in this year. Got a few opportunities early on, but was very quickly replaced by McKendy and Stanley and Whittaker as our main wide men. And he actually came to me, bless him, he came to me and said, Kev, I just don't think I'm good enough to play for Kettering. I'd like to move on. So I put him on the transfer list and he's now gone to the Football League on more money. So everyone's a winner around these parts. Let's go and hopefully beat Stockport and start to open up a little bit of a gap at the top of the league. That's what we're looking for here. We're going to pump those fists, pump them, and hopefully, fingers crossed, decent result. It's these kind of games where we've been slipping up in these runs, where we've gone away from home against the better teams. And Stockport, for the majority of the first half of the season, were the leaders. They were runaway leaders at one point, but they have had something of a collapse recently. So I'm hoping they're still mid-collapse, so we can capitalise on that, take advantage, and start to pull out a gap at the top. But we did lose away against Torquay recently, so I'm not holding out too much hope, because as you saw from the league table there, Torquay are the team who've just gone above Stockport into second place. Stanley plays it into Iqbal. Back with Connor Stanley again. What a curling effort from Connor Stanley. A 12th goal of the season from him, and it's an absolute beauty. He has absolutely no right to score from there. Let's look at it again. Iqbal with the corner. It falls to Stanley. Doesn't fancy it first time. Gets the ball back. So, well, fair enough. If I'm getting it back, I'm going to bend it in at a ridiculous angle from here to put us 1-0 up. What a signing Connor Stanley has turned out to be. I imagine a few of you, and I was in this number, were thinking that Stanley, Payne and Martel Taylor Crossdale all turning up. Too much nostalgia. I mean, they did all come up on the scout reports, but too much nostalgia. Well, Alfie Payne and Connor Stanley, for sure, have shown just how good they are as two of the star players of this season. We just need Taylor Crossdale to do the same thing, although with him, it is a little bit longer since he was a star for me. So I guess he's had a few more downgrades than Stanley and Payne are. Payne was obviously as recent as last year, he was awesome for us, and Stanley was the year before that, whereas Taylor Crossdale was probably going back about 4 years when he was actually a superstar for us. So maybe he's not quite the player he was in the past. But Payne collects it in front of the back four, plays it back to Mayunga. It goes all the way back to O'Brien, and it's back with Dunn again. And I'm not really sure why this is a highlight. I can only assume there's a goal coming. McKendy heads it back to Stewart, who plays it across to Mayunga again. But we've given the ball away, and O'Brien just collects from a bit of an iffy through ball from Stockport. And again, this weird highlight continues. There's your ball over the top to Spasov, though. Is this the goal? No, it's straight at their goalkeeper. The mystery of why that was a highlight continues. Spasov's apparently struggling and needs to be substituted, according to the dugout. It's not clear whether he's struggling with fitness or form. If we have a look down here behind my head, it is fitness. I think Spasov's going to need another little holiday. And that's the one issue with him. He does tire very quickly. But when he plays, he's awesome. And Stockport have just grabbed an equaliser just on the stroke of half-time, which, if things stay as they are, does put Torquay top of the league. I just noticed they went above us right at the death there. We're going to give Spasov 15 minutes at the start of this second half. We do have Taylor Crossdale on the bench, who has the opportunity to come on. In fact, the dugout is telling me to do it now. We're going to make that change after this highlight. Get Taylor Crossdale on for Spasov and just give him a little bit of time to show us that he's a superstar as well. McKendy plays it forward to Spasov in what's going to be his final contribution to the game today. Spasov charges into the penalty area and wins the penalty. And it's Alfie Payne with the opportunity to put us 2-1 up over Stockport in this promotion hunting battle. Alfie Payne from the penalty spot, and he scores because he's our captain and he's Alfie Payne, and that's what he does. Only his second goal for the club, but he is our inspirational leader. And Alfie Payne grabs the second goal of the game. It's written in the stars that Taylor Crossdale comes on and scores today now, isn't it? We've had goals from Stanley and Payne. Surely we now get Taylor Crossdale in as well. So he can come on for Spasov, which these substitutions take a long time to go through. There you go. Taylor Crossdale is now on. And then any time travelers who stumble across this video are going to be so confused about how 4 different versions of my saves are all combining into one match. And it will be glorious. Right. Stockport, trying to get things moving again. We need, I guess, rather than fantasy booking a beautiful one-off result, we should probably focus a little bit on Stockport to make sure they don't make it back into the game. Stanley's done well there to keep the ball in. And I'd like to think it led to a beautiful counter-attack, but the highlight just stopped, which suggests it probably didn't. Roos is going to come on now for Robson. And for my final change, we're going to take off Stewart, bring on Agbon to Homer. But Mayung, actually, no, we're going to put Dunn out there. Swap those two over like that. That will do nicely. Come on, boys. Let's have that Taylor Crossdale goal. That's what we're looking for here. I like the fairy tale of it. The narrative would be fun. Come on, do a highlight at the very least. It's just going to peter out, isn't it? I'm actually disappointed in the fact we're winning the game because we're not winning it in precisely the way I wanted to. And it's just going to... Here's the goal. Here's your Taylor Crossdale goal. It's Payne. Imagine if the 3 of them combined for a goal. Iqbal to McKendy. McKendy, the forgotten man, because he's also a previous player from previous series, and was never a superstar. Malden. It's all getting set up, ready for Taylor Crossdale. It's gone all the way back to Agbon to Homer, and we're going to lose now. Not lose, but we're going to concede a goal. There's 30 seconds left. We are under a little bit of a problem here, and there is the equaliser. How many more late goals this year? How many more late goals? Oh, not only did we not get the Taylor Crossdale goal we were hoping for, but we conceded the equaliser as well, which does put Torquay top of the league, I think, for the first time this season. It's been Stockport, then us for a little bit, and now it is Torquay. And maybe we don't need to worry about leaving the club already guaranteed a promotion like we did with Kings Lynn, because we're certainly not at this stage. It's very much a 3-horse race, and Torquay and Stockport proving to be excellent horses. Right, we will be back tomorrow as ever with what will we be doing? Leamington. I'm probably going to skip past the FA Trophy game again. They're in the Conference North. I don't think it's that interesting. We might come to down here somewhere about halfway through the remaining games and then see how we're getting on. I think that seems like a good plan. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.